Josh Grubbs from Black Lung Brewing here. We're doing our 5th Solidarity session since we started kind of slowing down again with in-person drinking and going up again in stages with the tiers in Illinois. So we're not really able to meet out, and I decided to kick these up again. And for the 5th week in a row, we got some awesome guests. So I'm Josh with Black Lung Brewing. I'm the owner and brewer for Black Lung, and I'm here with Matt King, the president of NUBS, North Urban Brewing Society, and Andrew Bassett, one of the vice presidents of NUBS. What's up, guys?
Not much.
Hey, Josh. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Exciting. So we're kind of, I don't know. How you guys been, man? How you holding up?
I mean, pretty good here, actually. I'm real lucky that we get to work from home, and my wife gets to work from home, and we've actually basically received word we get to work from home until June. And me and my wife are expecting our first child in the end of January. So a lot of good things happening over at our house.
Right on, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. Things are going well for me too. I'm actually off next week, so I'm planning on brewing 2 batches. And I've got 2 15-gallon barrels full. I split with Tristan, another member from NUBS. We filled up those barrels a couple weeks ago, and about a month actually. So we tasted them about a week and a half ago, and they're tasting really good. So one of them was a barley wine, and the other one was a imperial oatmeal stout.
Nice. I can't wait to try those, man.
Real excited for that.
Hopefully
get that bottled up here.
I don't have one right now because we're going to pop one open. We kind of did a swap this week, and I passed you guys some Sun Beatdown. You got your can?
Yeah.
So this was brewed back in or canned back in July. I think it says July on there. Can't even read this one.
Yep.
This is part of our well, I'll just pour some first and then we'll talk about it because I'm ready to have some beer.
Hashtag oh yeah yeah.
Oh yeah yeah. Yeah, this was so this is a lyric from Kashmir, the song by Led Zeppelin. And we're doing like a little mini series. This one actually had quite a bit of fruit in it. Looks like it might have cleared up a little bit. It's a malt shake IPA. That's a term we coined for no milkshake, no milk in there, no lactose, but a little bit nicer body. This one's got lotus hops, which is a
so mine looks a lot lighter.
Lotus hops, which is a Neo Mexicanus, and Kashmir hops. So the Kashmir is where the name comes from. Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers. All right. So
we have some mango and some vanilla in this too, so it's a fruity one.
Yeah, it smells great.
The vanilla is subtle now, but I still get the mango.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still in the nose.
That was not what I was expecting.
When you put fruit in these beers, I did let it ferment out, but it still seems like you get like another fermentation almost, and it like cleared it up.
Yeah, I really like these malt shake beers because, like for me, the lactose, it gets it too sweet to the point where you can't really drink very much of it and enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's something we talk about on here quite a bit because none of my beers, not many of my beers have lactose in them. Really, just the sours that we've done, and the malt shakes. Say what you want, but it's just it's an IPA with maltodextrin in it. They dry up pretty nice, so they clean up nice, so they've got a good finish on them.
It's reminding me a lot. I don't know if any of you had it. It hasn't been around for a few years now, but Stone did this green tea IPA
Yeah.
a while back. It was like a collab with some Japanese brewery, and that was like one of my top 5 favorite beers I've ever had. And this is reminding me a lot of that.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a heck of a compliment. Thank you.
It's got that kind of just like light, almost herbal flavor. I'm guessing that's the Lotus.
Yeah. You know, that Lotus is super fruity and it's got like, an airiness about it.
I'm actually not sure if I've had Lotus before. I don't think I've had Cashmere either. I don't my double IPA days are usually behind me now.
No,
I don't buy them as much, but I might have to make sure I stock up on this.
Yeah, Cashmere, I think, is an unsung hero.
it is.
I know, Josh, you love using that hop, and a lot of the
I do.
well,
use it quite
back
a
in the
bit, man.
homebrew days.
Yeah, I've been using a lot of Cashmere. It's just I had a beer called Cashmere Sweater by 1840 up in Milwaukee, and absolutely fell in love with the hop and just started using it as like a supporting hop in a lot of my beers.
Nice.
I haven't done a whole excuse I haven't done a whole hop Cashmere yet, but one day soon.
Well, we had a R&D batch we've kind of talked about a little bit for when the new brewery opens.
Yeah, we'll get there. When the new brewery opens, I'm going to do every beer. That's what I keep telling myself.
You already kind of worked out your first couple months calendar of production?
Yeah, I got like the first 10 beers figured out. That's about it right now, but I don't know about months or whatever, but we got the first 10 figured out. I've got a ways to go in terms of learning how to plan beer production for an actual establishment.
Mm-hmm.
I've done good like before because we were just doing like 1 or 2 beers a month. So it wasn't too difficult. I had a month to figure out what I was going to do next month. So
yeah,
kind of fly by the seat of my pants a little bit. But now we're actually going to have to dig in and make a production schedule.
Are you looking at having like staple all the time beers, or are you going to kind of keep doing what you're doing and just
There'll be an element of
rotating?
what I've been doing. We won't stop creating new beers all the time, but we won't put them in production like in distribution all the time. So
Gotcha.
we'll be a little smarter, like many other breweries in the area, and we'll run those through the tap room, see which ones do the best, and then we'll crank those out into production.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're homebrew roots, man. We're gonna stick with that, and we're gonna do new stuff, and we're gonna be innovative.
Yeah, glad to hear it.
Yeah, I know a lot of places kind of feel like once they've got their regulars, their core crowd, like who's get attached to 1 or 2 particular brands or styles, that it's kind of hard to then say that's going away. But I think more and more people these days, like if they're coming into the craft beer scene, they're always looking for what's new, what's fresh, what's the latest exciting thing. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think customers expect that now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I noticed when I first got going was especially even in distro, folks just want to try different stuff all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
they're itching to try all these new hops as they come out. And me too. I am too. So it works for me and them. Definitely.
For
Yeah.
sure.
So we talked about the brew a little bit. You can still find this possibly in the market. I'm not really sure. It sold pretty well. So
yeah, if you put it out there in July,
yeah,
I would imagine it'd probably be gone.
We're kind of doing a little bit of a R&D here too. Like, basically since July, it's November, so 5 months out there. If you still find it, let me know. It would be kind of a little old, I guess, but still tasting great.
Well, we know where to go to find old beer.
No comment.
No comment. No comment. I'll just tell you, Josh. We had our meeting last night, and I showed off a can that I purchased at a nearby establishment that was a hazy. It was a hazy IPA by Pollyanna, but it was packaged in June of 2019.
That's old.
Now, to be fair, the store basically gave them to me. I think I paid $1 for 2 cans, but I was like, "Come on, guys."
Yeah, that's old. Pollyanna doesn't want their beer to sit out there that long either. I'm sure of it.
No, I know one of the owners, so
yeah,
I'm friends with his son. So I was tempted to text him and say, "You might want to check that out."
Well, that's something we all take pretty seriously, and we try to, if we find any of our cans that have been sitting out for a while, we try to work something out where they can sell them at a lower price and move them or take them back. Do a swap out for some new fresh beer.
Yep.
So it's not sitting out there too long to a point where somebody might get it and not enjoy it, and that be their first experience of your brewery, and that's not what you want.
Well, and I think that's like a constant battle for these bottle shops. Like, you've got shelves and shelves of different beers and styles and brands, and you've got people constantly coming in looking for what's new and fresh, and it's like, it's been there a week. I want something else.
It's new.
And so suddenly it's just sitting there for a month or two.
So that's why you're a young brewery like me. You do hazy IPA, and it kind of flies off the shelf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, going into Beer Bazaar on a beer drop day, sometimes it's like a bomb went off. There's boxes everywhere. It's like it goes so fast.
Yesterday afternoon, I stopped by craft beer store in Libertyville, and I was just looking to pick up some stuff to have for our meeting last night, and like I was there maybe 10 minutes, and in that time frame, I think 10 guys walked in asking for some specific thing that had been released that morning, and they were already out of it.
Wow.
I don't know if it was a hot butcher or something, but it was something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty common, man, and you really you get pigeonholed a little bit because you got to keep up with everybody else, and you got to really brew and sell what people want to drink. So that's what we do. To that end, I mean, I still brew what I want. I mean, we've done a Pilsner and we've done some different stouts and some stuff that I wanted to do. So there's room for it. Saison. You never truly know Saison.
It's one of my favorite styles.
Same here.
Oh yeah. I was going to give a little update for the tap room. Before I do that, I will say, don't go away because we're going to drink Andrew's beer next. What is that again, Andrew?
It's a brown ale, award-winning brown ale.
Award-winning brown ale. Don't forget that part. We do have a Kickstarter going. I'll put a link to that in the comments for today's episode. The Kickstarter, you can get to it through blacklungbrewing.com. We're trying to bring you in, be a part of the crew. Come on.
How are we doing on that?
We're doing good, man. We shot up. I did Kyle's little show last night with Harbor Brewing, and it was pretty good. We went from 25 to 30% in one night.
Wow!
So
holy cow! Yeah,
we're starting to take off. The trajectory is good, so we need folks to jump on there. You can get into the Legion Club or the Mug Club. The Legion Club on the Kickstarter is the only place you can buy the Legion Club, and it includes the Mug Club. It won't be that way afterwards.
Nice. So the Barrel Legion, there's still spots available?
Yeah, there's still spots in there.
Okay. So I joined that one, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's the one you got.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's shirts, hats, all kinds of great stuff. There's a wood bottle opener. So check it out. Definitely. I'm going to steal the screen for a second here and give everybody a little update on our construction project. This is going to, I mean, it's not exactly a professional production here, so just bear with me.
So the big L shape in front of us here, that's where the bar is, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Wait, can you see that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we can hear it too.
Did it take over the whole screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, cool. About a minute. Yeah, so we're coming along.
It's looking good.
That's awesome. Last week you just had, I think the concrete was just poured back over the drains. So that's a ton of progress.
We had a super awesome week, man. We got a lot of stuff done. I got to really give
The
it to
garage door too.
my GC, man. He really slammed a lot of stuff in 1 week.
Nice.
So we're plugging away. So if you're doing the Kickstarter and you're helping us out, you can see we're making a lot of progress, and I'll be updating that real soon. I think when we get to like 35%, I'll probably do an update. Or you can just check this out. Come to the Solidarity sessions, and you'll get an update here.
There you go.
Yeah. So what else you guys got going on? Not a lot of comments or anything from our Facebook friends. We got a couple people watching right now, but they haven't really jumped in too much.
Well, do you want to talk about the scavenger hunt, Matt?
Sure. I mean, we're a homebrew club, and for the most part, we're a group of anywhere from 30 to 40 homebrewers, and for the most part, it's our goal is socializing and education. So teaching kind of newer brewers about brewing was, when we could meet in person, it was real great. Everyone could bring in beer that they'd made, get feedback with each other. And it's great, but now we can't really do that. So we've been trying to come up with some alternative activities that kind of keep us all kind of connected. And so we started doing virtual meetings, and we've been having guest speakers come and talk to us. But this month we try to do something a little different to also kind of get back into like promoting the local community, specifically our beer community. So, it's kind of a collaboration between Andrew and I and the rest of our board members. We came up with this little game, the scavenger hunt, where we kind of came up with some categories, not like styles, but things like freshest beer, oldest beer, rarest beer, funniest name, and said, go forth, put together a 6-pack, and whoever in our club gets the most points is we're giving them $50 to the local homebrew supply shop, Perfect Brewing Supply. Something kind of fun. We'll see.
Awesome.
We've gotten a few entries so far into the game. Would like to have a few more. We'll see if they come in. But the whole idea was, go out, and I think we gave them like bonus points if they bought Lake County beer. So
nice.
It was all about just kind of get back out there and get people spending some money in the local breweries because we know.
Well, I know one of the scavenger hunt things was to take a picture with a pro brewer, right?
Yeah, there's still time. Can
I
we
don't know
do a selfie?
how pro I consider myself still, but you could just do a screenshot and you guys got that one.
There
Oh
you
yeah,
go.
we're done.
That has to be at the brewery. Was the
Well, okay.
Yeah, we were trying to, at least, back, even the last month when it was a little easier to get into places. We were trying to promote, like, if you're there, if you're on their patio, take a selfie, here's some points. And then Andrew even said, bonus points if the owner is in the photo with you. So
that's funny. And it's a great idea, man. And I wish I would have jumped in, and I should share with everybody the connection here with myself and these guys. Is I'm a NUBS member, at least I was. I don't think I'm current on my dues. But I was a NUBS member, a terrible one. I didn't really go to any meetings or anything, but I joined and I was like, I'm going to go to the meetings. And I think I might have went to a couple, but I did end up meeting Andrew and a bunch of the other guys, and we hang out all the time. And I don't get to the meetings often, but I do hang out with all these guys quite a bit. So, and Tristan is a good friend of mine, and quite a few of the other guys, Dan Berger. So,
unfortunately for you, we met while you were drinking my homebrew. That stout that had fermentation problems.
Which one was that?
It was the one that tasted like cotton candy.
Oh, that was the porter that we did with I did this porter with that was that was like one of two beers I had to dump. I did a porter with Hothead. I split the batch. One was Hothead and one was Voss, and the Hothead one just turned to bubble gum. It was just, I don't know what happened. It must have got way too hot, even for Hothead. I don't know, but it had some bubblegum esters, and the beer had it had like bacon in it and stuff. We were going for like a smoked porter type of thing with bacon, and it did not work.
Did you use actual bacon?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I would think the fat and oils would really screw with that.
Well, what you do is you bake it in the oven, and you let all the fat and oil drip out. And then you put the bacon in. It only took like a pound of bacon too, and we put it in there for like 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only time I've even dabbled with that, like I just do some smoked malt. It gives you plenty of that flavor.
Yeah, we were trying to be creative. We were, it's homebrew. We were we were messing around.
Oh yeah, I am like the king of nubs as far as like the weirdest stuff. Like I'm the, like you ask Tony or any of these guys like who've been in there for a few years, they're like, oh, what's Matt got this month? Oh, it's cucumber beer. Oh,
I was gonna say cucumber saison.
Hey, Zoom Beer has a cucumber beer right now.
They must have stolen my recipe.
They stole your shit, Matt.
Yep. No, cucumber jalapenos. Like one of my favorites that I've ever done was a green tea saison with a little bit of blackberries in it. Was one of the most amazing things I've ever made. So I love doing the weird, like just pushing the envelope, because that's like, aside from all the other reasons I got into home brewing, like one of the coolest things about home brewing is like, what can I make that I can't get?
Yeah, dude, we did a bacon porter with chocolate, and it was real bacon that we put in. You have to figure that out. And that's the great thing about homebrew is you can always be pushing the envelope. You can always be pushing the next thing you do. You're not doing production. You're not trying to scale it up. And it's one of the things that I loved about it.
And on the other aspect, I don't have to comply with any sort of laws.
So agencies.
You can use whatever you want.
Well, there was a brew fest down at Buffalo Creek 2 years ago now. I think I took this 2018 for one of their beer fests at Buffalo Creek.
During the snowstorm?
No, the snowstorm was last year, 2 years ago. It was cold, but it wasn't the snowstorm. I did a wit beer, but I had within the keg, so a 5-gallon keg, there was a bottle of Pinot Grigio I'd put in, and about 10 ounces of gin, just straight gin into the keg.
Yeah.
I called it a gin wit. And like all the like brewers kept coming over. They'd hear about it and like, what the heck's this? I heard you have a gin beer. And so like they kept coming over. It was very interesting. It's pretty good.
I'm about the opposite, I think, Matt. I I don't really push the envelope. I kind of actually prefer to go back into history and brew really boring beers, or I mean, I say boring, but classic styles, and generally things you don't really get anymore because things have replaced them. So like this brown ale, I originally wrote the recipe as an English brown ale, but for this particular contest, it was an American brown ale. But doing things like that, I really like UK Commonwealth. Our buddy Jack, a great friend. I give a hard time about everything being from England and America being great, but I really do like English beers the best.
Baby.
Well,
is he on here?
No.
To be honest, Andrew, I've actually for like the last maybe year and a half, I've pretty much exclusively been doing British styles.
Nice, there you go.
Along with like a few
I
like
haven't seen anyone.
Like Pilsner.
Andrew, I'm ready for yours, man. I'm sorry I'm jumping in on you.
Do it.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, like for me, like a good Dunkel is one of my. I mean, granted that's German, but
yep.
I really like Dunkel. You don't really see that too often. I mean, other than Dovetail, I guess. But the Scotch ales you never really see other than Wee Heavy.
Yeah. Not anymore.
I mean,
fan of Wee Heavy.
That's on the docket for me. So next week I've got off. I'm brewing twice, and then between Christmas and New Year's I'm off. So I'm gonna try and brew 2 more times then too.
I'm so jealous, man. I'm gonna have to get my homebrew gear back out. I got 3 fermenting vessels that are full. I can't fill the bright tank because I need it for.
Yeah, so you got 15 barrels.
What's that?
Said you got 15 barrels. I only got 15 gallons.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, let's did I cut you off, Matt? I'm sorry. We're gonna come back to you. Okay, cool. I'm gonna jump into this cool silver can that I have here.
Nameless. Hopefully that's the right beer.
I hope it's the right beer. It looks like it's brown.
Is it dark? Okay. It smells like chocolate.
I haven't smelled it yet.
Oh, and I opened up the other black lung beer for tonight.
You're not doing the brown?
Well, I don't have a can of it. I've just got it on keg.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what it looks like. That's Andrew's homebrew. And when we say homebrew for Andrew, we use that word loosely. We've got a pretty professional setup over there.
It's
like semi-pro.
Yeah, it's the electricbrewery.com. If you guys go out there and take a look,
This is chocolate AF, man. This is great.
Basically a baby system of what Josh has at Black Lung. I mean, very baby system, but it's the same concept, electric control panel and all that jazz. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, to have that kind of gear in your basement and be able to have little like brewing parties or whatever, and just, that every time you brew it, the consistency is going to be there.
Yeah, that was kind of key for me, is brewing these classic styles. I didn't really want to, be all over the place with them. I was trying to dial them in.
Yeah, keep talking. I was gonna do something tonight that I forgot about, so I didn't prep for it.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna show my old homebrew setup, and I know. Actually, I can probably find it on Facebook
Shoot, I remember that Buffalo Creek day because it got canceled, so we brewed in your driveway while it was snowing. And I want to say one of the Avengers movies came out because Charlie and Jack were like fighting in the yard while it was snowing. I can't remember, Endgame or one of those movies came out that week, I think.
Oh yeah, they would have been fighting them for sure. That would have been like
it's like April maybe.
Yeah, that's when they do the fest. It's early April. We're telling Mike, like, you understand you don't want to compete with all the June and July festivals, but April's pushing it, buddy.
Yeah, because we did Lake Zurich when Josh was still technically a home brewer.
And that's May.
And it was freezing cold. It was raining. Remember that, Josh? Like they had us on under a pavilion, but like
it was absolutely terrible out.
Yeah. The table was on the dirt, but the pavilion, you had to like stand just like a foot further out from the pavilion than you really needed to serve. And it was miserable, windy. But I believe you took home 2 medals that day, so
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
so
grabbed
bad.
a medal in that one too. Yep.
Yeah. Well, then I think they canceled that from now on because the place burned down, right? Or it just canceled this year or last year?
They canceled it, but I don't remember why. They sent us an email.
The building that they did it at burned down, I thought.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't. Was it? Yeah, there was something like that happened there. I don't remember it.
Yeah, but I have the email. But
I'm like bound and determined now. I'm gonna find these pictures.
There you go. We remember we used to carry your mash tun to the backyard into your compost pile and dump out the grain. And
I was always so grateful when one of you guys would show up.
It was awesome though, because you could brew the window that you had on the side of the garage, because we could really be deep into the garage. Even when it was cold, it really wasn't that cold.
Yeah.
When I was brewing in the garage, I had to have the burner kind of near the door, so for the steam and the burner to escape there. But having that window there really, it made it.
Yeah, I just put a big box fan in the window and then let it blow out. This is homebrew, man. It's like MacGyver engineering.
Yeah, I remember Savannah was like, basically, I don't know, under a year old, wearing like a full snowsuit. Sarah would bring her out sometimes. And
how about that one?
Is that at the shop?
That was at this is at Homebrew Day.
There you go. There's holy cow.
Little Charlie. Trying to find
there's
that set up right there.
Yep.
Nice.
I just snuck a picture.
I'll say you. Yep, that's it.
I might have to steal some ideas.
Say it's
and then
served me well.
WeldWorks, dang, who had that? Was that you, Josh?
I was sipping on some WeldWorks. That was right when I got back from Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Let's see here. Where's my good picture of mine? I think right here. That was my setup. So I already had these big turkey burners, so I just put like a flat table on there and just set the turkey burner on it. So the hot liquor tank would be like up, and everything was perfectly gravity fed too. Like I didn't have to, like Jack had to pick stuff up and dump it. All my shit worked off gravity.
Yeah, I remember the one thing that I was thinking about the other day. When you make, or can I talk some of your secret techniques? Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. When you do your dark beer as a home brewer, you would always add in the roasted grains kind of later in the mash.
Oh yeah.
During the sparge.
Towards the end, and Matt does that too. Actually, we talked about it one day.
Yep.
Yeah, so I heard a podcast this week. That's why I was thinking about it. Brew Strong or Brewing with Style, one of those Jamil Zainashev podcasts, they talked about mash capping. And Jamil was not a believer in it at all. But if you read any of Gordon Strong's books, that's like, his go-to method.
Yeah, I mean, like if you've ever had like any of those dark, your stouts and your porters where you get that kind of like ashy, acrid taste, that's over extraction of those roasted grains, and it's usually from the husk, and that's actually why I've switched a lot to midnight wheat for my darker grains, because there's no husk, so you don't have to worry about those off flavors or undesirable flavors coming in, so you can just go ahead and throw that in for the whole mash.
So would you, when you threw them in late, would you do them like when you started mashing out, or would you just throw them in like with 10 or 15 minutes left or something like that?
Right as I started sparging. So literally, the art for that Learn to Homebrew Day virtual event that I did an Imperial Stout, I had some chocolate rye, those are just those two, chocolate and chocolate rye. and those I just threw in right as I started sparging.
Okay. I was thinking about doing a little bit of an experiment with the mash and boil, and so I have a smaller batch, but I wanted to do one where I cold steeped the
Here you
grain.
go, right here, Andrew.
There we go.
There it is. There's my exhaust system.
Many a beers were had at that workbench.
That's right, man. We brewed some award-winning beer on that setup.
I would say we, just you. So yeah, I used to call Josh Phil Collins because all he would do is write #1 hits.
Yeah, just enter every contest with every beer you make, and you're bound to win a few.
Oh yeah.
I randomly met Josh at Perfect, and he invited me to his house a couple weeks later, and it was like every beer this guy has on tap was a gold medal winner at some contest. I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, oh, I just started brewing like a couple years ago. I'm like, what the hell? So I try to absorb as much information from him as possible.
Well, if you can follow a recipe.
You're doing something right, man. Everything. Like, I mean, even when we were doing like the first beer fest, you'd have a line of 50 to 75 people deep the entire day.
I'll tell you, that might have been a cancer, because it just propelled me to keep going and doing more. And now I'm opening a brewery.
I mean, you remember the one county we went through like 35 gallons of beer in the first, I don't know, like
I'll tell you what, this beer is going to be on draft at my place, man. This is awesome.
Thank you.
You got to share this one. You're going to come brew this with us, right?
Hell yeah. I'll give it to you. I'm actually really proud of that beer. It
should be.
I worked really hard at refining it, and I normally don't rebrew things. But the first time I brewed it, it was like good but not great. But I thought it could be great, so I brewed it twice more since then, and I feel like it's pretty well locked in. And then I've got like the English and then the American version. So same grain bill, you just change the hops and the yeast.
Right on. Yeah, this is excellent, man. I could drink a bunch of these. And that's the kind of beer I really like these days.
Oh yeah, mine too. That's why I've been doing Pilsners and English Brown, English Milds, ESB.
Yeah, I love mild ESB.
I've fallen in love with mild and ESB, man. I love them. And Pilsner, like I'm just gonna keep brewing something like a Pilsner all the time. I started messing with that Lutra yeast too. And when they say it's like drinking a Pilsner, they nailed it. It's exactly like drinking a Pilsner. It's not a Pilsner, so I won't call it that. It's a top fermented ale, but I don't know. I feel like I need to tell people, like in the description, like this is very similar to a Pilsner, because it's really a blonde ale, or I guess maybe a golden ale.
Yeah, that Imperial Stout and that barley wine that Tristan and I did, we used Lutra, and in his 5-gallon batch, he did a teaspoon of the yeast, and then in my 12 gallons, I just did the rest of the homebrew pack. No starter, nothing, no temperature control, and it is very, very clean.
I used in terms of volume, I used it just like it was Voss. I pitched 4 homebrew packs and 5 barrels of wort.
Talk about saving on yeast costs. Holy,
I think I overpitched too.
I can't believe how clean that stuff is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer, man. And I mean, between that and Voss, I really love Voss. Hothead, I'm not in love with. I know some people swear by it, and the few of the other ones, but I've gotten really good results out of Voss, and I like this Pilsner blonde ale that I did with pseudo Pilsner. I don't know. We're going to land on a term eventually.
There you go. Pseudo pills.
Yeah, pseudo pills, maybe that's the term that we got to go with. Lutra, but the Lutra is phenomenal. I really love that beer. I could drink it all the time.
Yeah, Matt, did you see today? So during our meeting last night, we were just on omega.com, and we saw that, or omegayeast.com, and we saw that 2 yeasts were released yesterday. and their press release was this morning. They've got 2 new ones out there. I don't know if they're quite strains or not, but one of them's called Sundew Ale, and it was like passion fruit and strawberry flavors, and then the other one was Bonanza, and it was like a banana ester bomb, basically.
Probably from some sort of hef strain.
Yeah, probably for, yeah, I don't know. It sounded like it was meant for like imperial stouts and stuff, so I don't know if it's diastatic is positive or what, but
Well, they, I
that could
mean,
be, with the
they say it's probably they're for you know, your hop forward beers, so they'd be interesting.
yeah, I'm not sure if it's a quite thing, Josh, so I don't know if, you know, 4 homebrew packs would go in 5 barrels, but it just came out today, and I think Andy said he'd have them within 2 weeks or so.
Which one was it?
There's 2 new ones called, one of them Sundew, like dew on the grass in the morning, and then the other one was Bonanza.
Okay, yeah. Sorry,
TV show.
I was looking to try to share. So that sounds fun, man. I mean, again, I've got I know that I'm brewing 5 barrel batches, but I've got a home brewer's heart, so I'll try them all.
Yeah, my good buddy Russ is a home brewer as well, and years ago he was talking about doing like a kind of a chocolate stout, but then using a hef yeast to get the banana esters to do like a chocolate banana beer. And when I saw that last night, I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, finally, you know, your beer, your yeast is out here for your chocolate banana beer.
That's awesome.
We'll do some R&D on that one, but yeah, I'll put it in the chat here.
I was, oh yeah, I know.
Who's on Facebook? Is Brendan out there by chance?
I don't know, man. I can't see on my phone. Every time I try to tap to see who's watching,
Oh, okay.
they don't. It skips or something. I don't know. It doesn't let me look at it.
He's a new dad as of last week.
Yeah, Brendan, congratulations, brother. This beer is for you.
That's actually Matt's neighbor.
Is that my neighbor?
Yeah. They had the baby last week, so I dropped off some beers earlier tonight and a few other things.
I saw them out walking that day. It was real nice. Is that Tuesday or Wednesday? I saw them out walking with the dogs.
Oh, nice.
And the stroller.
There you go. Yeah, the kids will be friends. Do you know if you're having a boy or a girl?
Girl.
Girl. Ooh.
Oh man, they're not gonna be far apart then.
Yeah.
You already know it's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They got a boy, so they can, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah, they could date.
Yeah.
Saying there's a right next door to me, there's a 2-year-old and like a 5-year-old, and across the street there's another like 1.5-year-old. So it's definitely a young neighborhood. It's definitely like
Cool.
kind of starter family neighborhood.
What town do you live in?
Mundelein. I'm right between Tighthead and Carmel High School and Bazakis.
Cool, man. That's a hell of a spot.
Yeah.
It's right by the basketball court. If you guys, if anyone watching over by like Frank's kind of.
Yeah. Down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear that if you go knock on his door, Matt will go play you 1-on-1.
Oh, I don't think so.
Winner gets a growler.
Winner gets a growler.
I just give him the growler.
There you go, Nicole Douglas. Hey. Oh, we got six viewers right now.
Ooh, we're popping, man. It just took like 40 minutes for everybody to get on.
There we go.
Oh, we're running long too. I was trying to keep these to a half an hour. So let's run along here. Back to the format. NUBS, what does NUBS have coming up? So you got the scavenger hunt going on right now. When does that end? And then what's coming up next for you guys?
Technically that ends tonight. You know, we'll pick a winner here soon. Beyond that, we have monthly virtual meetings. Next one will be in December. You can find out about those at nubsbrew.com and any other upcoming activities and events. Normally we'd be doing in-person meetings and festivals and various other educational activities. Right now we're just kind of taking it 1 month at a time, and we'll do what we can. We're going to try and do a few more games next year, kind of these contest kind of things. We're going to do more guest speakers. We got Jason Martins coming into our next meeting from Mickey Finn's to talk about Mickey Finn's, and we're kind of working with them and Perfect Brew Supply about this Wart Rally event in January, where you kind of just come in and pick up some wort from them, and then you take it home and ferment it with your own yeast, and there'll be a little competition around that.
Sweet.
And hopefully just waiting for that day we can all get together and have a beer again.
Oh, that would be great.
We were able to get a sack of some, I'm not necessarily going to say experimental grain, but new grain to hit the market. The BSG rep was one of our speakers, and they graciously donated a sack of dark Munich from Great Western Malting Company. So we're doing a little email in, use the recipe, or I'm sorry, use the grain in a recipe and report back the results. And then we'll have the guy back on to talk to the club and give our feedback on the grain. So that was kind of a neat little thing.
That's awesome.
And yeah, we've got some, hopefully some good speakers in the pipeline here too. Dan's doing a good job.
Cool, guys. Well, I think on that note, we'll wrap. Talking about Jason Mertens, he just happens to be my guest next week. So join us next week. I'll be drinking with Jason. We'll do some Mickey Finn's beer and some more Black Lung beer. I don't know if I wrote down which one we're gonna do. We'll do Solidarity maybe. I don't know. We'll pick one. It'll be a good one. I think they're all good, but whatever. I just like good beer. So come and join us next week. What's in this? Join us next week. I'll be with Jason. We'll be slamming some Mickey Finn's beer and some Black Lung beer. Thanks for hanging in. Thanks for checking us out. NUBSbrew.com. That's where you find the Nubs guys and join the group. They're on Facebook. They're on. Are you on Instagram?
Yep. It's all Nubs Brew.
All Nubs Brew. So check them out. And if you're into brewing, if you just started, if you've been in it for a while and you want to find some people like you, go hang out with these guys. They're very active. And I know as soon as they're able, they'll all be getting together again. Check us out at blacklungbrewing.com. Go to blacklungbrewing.com, click through to the Kickstarter. Help us out. You're helping get us open, and I appreciate that. And so does my wife. And I love you guys. Thanks for hanging in there and playing, watching our little show tonight. Have a great evening. We're going to jump off the live. You guys don't go anywhere. We can hang around and drink. And I threw out the link for our friends in case they want to jump in too.
All right.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you.
Cheers. Salud.
Cheers. Observation. Oh, can't see it. There we go.